The Roomba Combo 10 Max is a great mopping robot with really solid performance, but it's well over $1,000. So Ecovacs says their new Deebot N30 OMNI, which is right over there, has all the power, the performance, and most of the features of the flagship Roomba, but for about half the price. And Ecovacs is the sponsor of today's video, which means we're gonna put both robots through their paces, we're gonna compare them back to back, and then come up with a conclusion. For our first comparison, we're going to explore pickup performance. For a pickup test, we're gonna sprinkle a combination of sand, cereal, and rice on hardwood, spread it around, and then calculate how much each vacuum picks up. Let's start with the Roomba. All right, let's see how much it picked up. That is 100% for the Roomba. Very good. And I vacuumed the floor between tests just to make sure it was totally clean, so neither robot would have an advantage. And now one more time. Now for the Ecovacs, that is 100%. A really good score for an economical robot. I'm actually kind of surprised. One of the reasons why the Ecovacs performed really well in the dry pickup test is that it has 10,000 pascals of suction, which is actually a lot for an economical robot. The Roomba doesn't state what their suction is, but clearly it's pretty good too. Now for the same test on carpet. This is what the Roomba picked up. A lot of dirt in there. And for the Ecovacs, that is quite a bit of hair and sand in here. We measured the canister from each separate vacuum and they both scored 90%. I've got two extremely fluffy cats and they like to leave fur everywhere, which means I need to vacuum every single day. So the N30 has Zero Tangle 2.0 technology. So we're gonna test both vacuums side by side. For the Roomba, I've set down a bunch of longer hair. I've got some 6 to 8 inch red hair, and then I got a whole bunch of pet hair that's scattered around. I'm gonna mess it around a little bit, and then let's send the Roomba on its way and see how it does afterwards. All right, let's flip this over. Honestly, this looks pretty good. This is what I would expect from a robot that costs well over $1,000. It seems to be doing a pretty solid job, so no complaints here. And now for the N30. Let's take a look, see what we got. Okay, that looks pretty good considering how much hair was stuck there. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. Yeah. That's where all the hair went. That's a lot of hair. We're going to test mopping performance in a moment, but I wanted to take a look at the different approaches between the Deebot N30 and the Roomba Combo. So the N30 has 10,000 pascals of suction coming in right through here, and then you can see this comb is designed to help detangle any hair that gets stuck on the roller. They call this Zero Tangle 2.0 technology. Now they both have a single side brush, as you can see, and over here the Roomba has a dual roller design, so it's not specifically anti-tangle, but it has two sort of silicone style rollers. Let's talk about mopping. Here's a big difference. So the Ecovacs has two rotating mop pads. They pop in like that, they're magnetic, but you can see this one has a little arm that can extend all the way out to the side. This will be able to extend the mop all the way out in this direction. They call this true edge mopping. We're gonna see how that functions in a moment, and of course these rotate. I've got the app opened up on my phone and you can see how the mop pad extends, and it's designed to maximize the coverage so it gets all the corners and all the edges. And it's designed not to leave any unmopped areas like you can see right there. The Roomba Combo takes a different approach to mopping. First, the mop is on the top, and when you actually start mopping, this is going to flip over and start mopping the bottom of the floor. I can't quite pull it out now, but I'll show you that in a moment. So this is a static mop. These do not rotate. I'll take off the pad. So you can see this is a single mop pad like this, and it's not going to extend off the side of the robot like the N30 does. So let's compare mopping performance with some soy sauce first. We're going to use the exact same amount of soy sauce on the floor. I'm going to dry it with a hairdryer and then let each robot go out and use maximum water and see how well it performs in picking up this nasty dried soy sauce. Ugh. To make this test as fair as possible, we're going to put each robot on their maximum performance mode for mopping. We're going to go low suction, we're going to go the most amount of water, smart scrub on, and we're going to give it 2 passes. So let's start with the Roomba Combo. Spent about 5 minutes mopping that area, and now it is going home. You can hear it cleaning itself in the background, but let's just take a swath right over here. And even where it looks like it's clean, you can see it's actually pretty dirty. I'll just do another one over here. It's pretty dirty, and obviously it left like quite a bit of coffee. So let's try the N30 next. And to make sure we have a fair comparison, I'm gonna completely clean the area so we can give the N30 the same chance that the Roomba had. For the Deebot, we're also gonna set it on maximum mopping performance. So I've got it set to vac and mop. I've got suction power low, I've got water flow high, cleaning speed comprehensive, and we're also gonna give it 2 passes. The Deebot just finished, and you can see that the floor is way cleaner than it was with the Roomba. Let's take a look at the difference in edge cleaning performance. The Roomba has a side cleaning brush which does a good job of getting up along baseboards, and it's also pretty good with chair legs. However, when it comes to mopping performance, it can't really get up to the edge of a baseboard. You can see this dry spot that it left right here. I think it's pretty visible. You can see it doesn't really do mopping right up to the chair leg. It's a little bit of a dry spot here. The N30 also does a good job with its edge brush getting up to baseboards, but it does a better job mopping because the mop extends outwards. It's called true edge mopping, and it also gets right up to chair legs. Let's compare the Ecovacs base station against the Roomba. With your Ecovacs, you've got your clean water and your dirty water tank right on top, so they're pretty easy to get to. In fact, I don't even really need to bend over. I can just lift it up from a standing position. Same with the dirty water tank. To access the water tanks in the Roomba, you open this door, and they come out in this, you sort of slide them out like this. So you can see just side by side that you get a larger capacity water tank on the Ecovacs. You can see the bag capacity is also bigger on the Ecovacs too. They both have automatic mop pad washing, but you can hear the Roomba is doing its thing right now, and it's a little bit on the noisy side. So the Roomba just finished washing its mop pad. It's moving towards me, but you can see it's actually completely wet right now. In order to dry it, you've actually got to remove the mop pad and take it off and let it air dry. Now, the Ecovacs also has automatic mop washing, which happens after it's gone on a mopping run, but you can enable it anytime. And it is definitely not as loud as the Roomba. This whole mop washing process is about 90 seconds, I think. It was definitely 3 to 5 minutes on the Roomba. Now, the other big difference is that the N30 has hot air mop drying. You can see it's already going there right now. That's going to help eliminate odors and bacteria that might build up on a wet mop. When it's auto emptying, the Roomba is just a little bit louder, peaking at 78 to 79 decibels, whereas the N30 peaks at about 76 to 77. The N30 also has an optional solid floor cleaner, which goes right in here. I don't have it for this review. It releases during the base station mop washing process, and it's designed to keep your floors looking a little bit cleaner, and it is non-abrasive, and it's actually going to improve the efficiency of your mopping, and it'll last about a month. Let's look at the different apps. So this is the Deebot app, and you can see I've set up this room. Now, it's pretty easy to set a mopping zone. I can just drag it out like this and say, hey, here's where I want to go ahead and mop. And you can customize your cleaning anywhere from vacuum only, mop after vac, vac and mop. And you've got different levels of suction power. You can change your water flow rate and also your cleaning speed and how many passes you want it to do. You can set it up to deal with your carpet the way you want. You can have it auto lift, you can have it bypass carpets completely, or no lifting at all. Of course, I've turned on true adaptive edge mopping. You can also control the base station, tell it how often you want to auto empty, how often you want it to wash the mop, and how long the hot air drying is going to be for the mop. And while it's working, you can see exactly what it's doing. Right now it's mopping and vacuuming this customized zone. And if you want, you can set up scheduled cleaning. It's also easy to set up virtual boundaries, places where you don't want the robot to go. And if you live in a home with multiple floors, you can have a map for each floor. Simply hit the plus button and go ahead and let it start mapping that next floor. Now, I've used a lot of apps from a lot of different manufacturers, and I've got to say that the Roomba app is definitely a little bit on the frustrating side. For one thing, it doesn't show you what it's doing while it's working. Right now I can see the pad is drying in the dock, but if I want to mop a specific area, it isn't really obvious how to do that. There is no sort of area thing. So what you've got to do to mop a specific area or clean a specific area is hit map, and then I've already set up the living room, and then you hit a zone. Let's say I want to have a new zone over here. I've got to name the zone. I'm going to call it a custom zone. I'm going to call it custom. Now I go back and then I start a new job and I hit custom. Then once I've done all that, then I can set the cleaning mode and I can choose vacuum, mop, or mop and vacuum and the different levels of suction and so forth. But there's just not as much features going on here, and it's very hard to do a specific area, which I don't like. Plus, when it is working, this is all you're going to see. It's just going to say it's cleaning. It doesn't show you where it's cleaning. Right now it's out working, but the app doesn't really tell me what's going on, and I find that kind of frustrating. So which one should you choose? The Roomba Combo 10 Max has good pickup performance, but the design choices they made limit it in other ways. First, the mopping performance is nowhere nearly as good as the Deebot N30. It's got a single mop pad and it doesn't do a great job in corners. On the other hand, the N30 has dual rotating mop pads with true edge adaptive mopping that gets around table legs and chair legs and gets right up to baseboards. Now, in terms of pickup, they're actually pretty equal. The N30 was just as good as the Roomba on hard floors and also picking up dirt off of carpet. And the N30 base station is quieter too, and it dries the mop with hot air. The N30 is launching with an introductory special discount of $200 off. And at $599, that is about half the price of the Roomba. If you want to pick up the Ecovacs Deebot N30, links are down below. See you in the next one.